In the same way that we can have nested if statements, we can also have nested loops. And on this particular example, you see nested for loops, which is a very common way to nest loops. Let's take a look at this particular for loop and two for loops and find out what they do. The outside for loop has the variable I going from 0 until not including 5, so it will go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will run 5 times. The inside for loop has the variable j going again from 0 until 4. It will also run 5 times. So what does this mean? The way that we have structured them. It means that at the first iteration of the outside loop, the inside loop will complete, so it will run 5 times, and then the second iteration of the outside loop will start. So when I has the value 0, j will go from 0 until 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I will change value, it will become 1. J then again will run from 0 until 4, so the inside loop will complete, and then we will have another iteration of the outside loop. It may help if we actually run this and you can see the body of the loop executed. What do we do in the body of the loop? We're just printing at every iteration of the inside loop, we're printing the values of I and j. And as you can see, I will have the value 0 while j goes from 0 until 4. So this will be one iteration of the outside loop and 5 iterations of the inside loop. Then I will change value again. And again, j will go from 0 until 4, and so forth. Now, let's modify a little bit the body of this loop and have a variable here. So what we do inside the loop is increase the value of a counter. And of course we will have to initialize that counter, and let's initialize it to 0. Not only do we want to increase it, but let's also print the value of the counter. And I will actually make it so that it prints it on the same line and just a space, so that it is easier to see what happens. So what will happen now when we run this program? Again, how many times will count be increased? How many times will we see things printed on our screen? And also, what is probably more important, what is the final value of count? So we will see count being increased 25 times. Is that a random number? How do we figure out how many times count will be increased? The question I'm asking here is actually how many times will this nested for loop be executed? The statement that is inside the nested for loop be executed. And the answer is that it will be executed this times this number. So it will be executed 5 times 5. If this was 3 and this was 2, the inside statement would be executed 2 times 3 times. So this is a rule that it is very useful to remember, and you should think about it and understand why this is the case. But a loop will always be executed the number of times that the outside loop is executed times the number of times the inside loop is executed.